Why would a 22-year-old walk into a college event and kill Charlie Kirk, someone many thought untouchable? Was it politics? Hate? Or was it something more personal? Obsessive even? A digital spiral, messages no one saw, twisted stunt-like bullet engravings, and now DNA evidence linking him to the murder. Stay with me. By the end of this video you'll see how every clue, from the encrypted Discord chats to the FBI's blundered announcement, points to one shocking and undeniable truth. What happened? The assassination and timeline. On September 10, 2025, Charlie Kirk spoke at a Prove Me Wrong event at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. He was addressing a crowd of students, taking questions, talking about hot-button issues like mass shootings and transgender rights. At about 12:20 to 12:23 p.m., as the Q&A portion was underway, a single shot rang out. Witnesses described chaos. The shooter fled. A 33-hour manhunt followed. Surveillance and public pictures were circulated. Robinson was arrested on September 12. His father recognized him in released photos. Family and a family friend played roles in his surrender. Who is Tyler Robinson? Background and ideological shift. Robinson, age 22, Utah native. Conservative Mormon family. Registered as unaffiliated voter. Not registered Republican or Democrat. On paper, Robinson looked ordinary. A Mormon household. Conservative parents. No criminal record. Briefly attended Utah State University, then dropped out. Later enrolled in an electrical apprenticeship at Dixie Technical College. He wasn't affiliated with any major group. He wasn't a loud activist. Friends described him as quiet, withdrawn, and often glued to his computer. But investigators say the reality was much darker. Life before the shooting. A quiet young man? Neighbors and classmates described Robinson as quiet, even shy. He wasn't someone most people would peg as violent. He spent time gaming, working on his apprenticeship, and keeping a small circle of friends. But behind that image, investigators now say there were signs of isolation, and a growing obsession with online debates and radical spaces. Classmates recall he often kept his head down in class, never drawing attention. But online he seemed to come alive, sharing memes, debating politics, and sometimes lashing out in ways that felt totally different from the quiet guy they thought they knew. New evidence. The digital trail. Robinson wasn't just lashing out randomly. New evidence shows careful planning. Discord messages. Hours before the shooting, Robinson reportedly messaged about leaving his rifle hidden in bushes, then returning for it. He also mentioned changing clothes, to throw off cameras and witnesses. Bullet casings. Engraved with bizarre slogans like, "Hey fascist. Catch." A mix of trolling humor and anti-fascist rhetoric. Surveillance video. Cameras caught him roaming the campus for hours before the event, scouting his target. Handwritten note. Found in his home, full of angry rants about politics, Kirk, and ending lies. This wasn't spur-of-the-moment rage. It was staged, prepared, and rehearsed in his head. One investigator compared the planning to something out of a video game, leaving weapons at a drop point, changing skins, moving stealthily through campus. But this wasn't fantasy. This was real life. And people are asking, did his time in gaming culture blur the lines between fiction and reality? Identity and pressure. Robinson was also living with a transgender partner, now identified in reports as 22-year-old Lance Twiggs. Kirk was notorious for his outspoken criticism of trans rights. Did that make Kirk's speeches feel like a direct attack on Robinson's household? Maybe. But here's the key. FBI investigators say Twiggs had no knowledge of the plan and is cooperating fully. So while personal identity may have fueled Robinson's anger, there's no proof his partner encouraged or helped. The arrest in silence. After a 33-hour manhunt, Robinson was caught, thanks to his father, who recognized him in police photos and pushed him to surrender. But here's where things get more chilling. Robinson has refused to cooperate. He won't talk. He won't explain. The motive we have is pieced together only from digital evidence and second-hand accounts. Mental health in the watch list. After his arrest, Robinson was placed under mental health observation. Reports suggest he showed signs of stress and instability in the days leading up to the shooting. But here's the chilling question. If those around him noticed something was wrong, why wasn't there an intervention? Did the system miss a chance to stop him before tragedy struck? This angle adds another layer. Not just politics or ideology but the failure to catch warning signs that could save lives. The Manhunt, 33 hours of fear. Before Robinson was caught, Utah was on edge. Police swarmed campuses, students were told to shelter and rumors flooded social media. Was Robinson targeting more events? Were others involved? For 33 hours, fear spread faster than facts, until Robinson's own father recognized him and urged him to surrender. Students in dorms said they slept with their doors locked for the first time. Parents flooded hotlines asking if more campuses were targets. News anchors filled hours with speculation. Was Robinson working alone, or could this be the start of a wave of attacks? The fallout: families, politics, and public reaction. Kirk's assassination wasn't just about politics. Families watching at home saw chaos on campus. Conservative leaders, including Donald Trump, spoke out, with Trump revealing his son Barron was deeply hurt by the murder. Across the political spectrum, people debated what this meant. Was any public figure truly safe anymore? Was this the new reality of political violence in America? Some said the murder proved political speech is under siege. Others argued it showed how dangerous online radicalization has become. Either way, millions of Americans suddenly felt that what happened to Charlie Kirk could just as easily happen to any public figure. So, how did a quiet kid become an assassin? And what was the mistake that changed everything? Here's what the latest evidence reveals. DNA confirmation. Investigators have forensic proof. DNA from a towel around the rifle and a screwdriver matches Tyler Robinson. That removes doubt about who handled the weapon. Clear intent. A text exchanged by Robinson showed he said he had the opportunity to kill Kirk, and that some hatred cannot be negotiated with. Plus, the handwritten note demonstrates planning, not impulse. Non-cooperation and mental health. Even now, Robinson hasn't confessed in person. He's not helping investigators. He's under special watch and undergoing mental health evaluation. That silence lifts parts of the case into mystery. What drove him psychologically? Partner's role but not guilty. His romantic partner is cooperating, offering Discord messages, etc. But there's no evidence they collaborated or knew of the plan ahead of time. Authorities are clear on that. The FBI blunder. Patel's early, false announcement that the suspect was already in custody stirred confusion. Cost trust. Now lawmakers are demanding accountability. That mistake didn't change the crime, but it changed how the country reacted. Legal stakes. Robinson will face formal charges this week. Prosecutors are considering aggravated murder, possibly the death penalty if they show aggravating circumstances under Utah law. New updates and charges. Tyler Robinson has now made his first virtual court appearance, September 16, 2025. He wore a suicide prevention vest, remained mostly silent, confirming only his name. Prosecutors have officially charged him with 7 counts, including aggravated murder, firearm discharge, violent offense in the presence of a child, plus obstruction of justice, witness tampering. Death penalty is being sought. Court documents say Robinson confessed via text messages to his roommate/partner that he couldn't tolerate Kirk's hatred, and that he had planned the attack for over a week. Disinformation and institutional fallout. There is now evidence of a foreign disinformation campaign exploiting the killing to drive divisions. State actors in Russia, China, etc., amplifying conspiracy theories tied to the U.S. political scene. FBI Director Kash Patel is under heavy scrutiny in Senate and Judiciary Committee hearings. He is being questioned about his statements, especially where he prematurely claimed a subject was in custody and about his handling of Discord messages involving Robinson. The DNA evidence also strengthened the case, matching the suspect's DNA found on a towel wrapped around the rifle and a screwdriver from the rooftop. Combined with text confessions, the prosecutors are building a much stronger evidentiary picture. Final reflection, closing the loop. So back to the question, why did Tyler Robinson kill Charlie Kirk? The most honest answer is this: it wasn't just one thing. It was ideology, personal identity, internet radicalization, and psychological strain, all crashing together in one explosive act. And when the FBI stumbled, it only added gasoline to the fire, turning one man's crime into a nationwide reckoning. Charlie Kirk's assassination isn't just about a gun, or a motive, or one young man. It's about how fragile truth becomes when politics, identity, and online chaos collide. And that's why this case isn't just shocking, it's a warning. If you find this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. It really supports the channel and helps us bring you more timely updates on stories that matter.